All right. You hear, where is this here? You hear the music. You know what we've got coming up here.
Unmistakable.
Right? The unmistakable sound of Heart. And I got to tell you, I was very excited when we had the opportunity to talk to Nancy Wilson. Nancy, are you there right now?
I'm right here.
Oh, my goodness. We are so freaking excited to talk to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. And by the way, Chasta, Chasta, you're like the world's biggest Heart fan.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Right?
I mean, you girls really started it for women in rock and roll. I mean, some of the best.
So, listen, I got to ask you, I'm going to get the business out of the way first. You have a solo album. You finally decided to do a solo album. What took you so long?
Well, I was kind of busy and traveling all the time. So I think in the shutdown, it's the perfect time for me to just express myself individuating-wise.
Yeah, and the brand new album, the first single is Bruce Springsteen, The Rising. How did you decide to cover that?
Well, I actually got to go to New York and see his Springsteen on Broadway show.
Yeah.
And it really changed my whole perception of Bruce in general, because his songs are so extremely incredible without the production at all. You know, he's an international treasure, that one. He's a gift to us all. So I had to be inspired, and I had to try to work one of his songs up and make it my own somehow. Yeah. And that's why for now, in this time we're living through too, it's kind of important to try to be aspirational. That's what I was trying to do. So
here's the deal. I'm reading this that you supply vocals on all these songs too. You're handling lead vocals on this.
I'm handling the production, and I'm handling the instrumentation and the vocals and.
Wow, this really was a solo project.
Awesome.
Was there any thought to having your sister sing on this at all?
Not really.
Yeah.
Just to be honest, I was kind of like ready to not be beholden, to the Heart brand. Yeah. In this particular time we're in right now.
So how's everything with you and your sister? What's next for Heart? Do you have anything planned with Heart?
Well, we have tentative plans. I mean, there's a huge offer on the table for a Heart tour, still by Live Nation. And we're excited to do that if possible. I mean, I would like to tour with my own solo album as well before that, maybe. But, things are kind of unknowable at this point, so I guess it's all conjecture. Yeah. Right now.
Hey, no, I saw something about you the other day. We got to get this on, too, because this is one of my freaking favorite songs, Straight On by Heart. Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one.
Oh, this is a good one. I saw that you're going to appear with the Doobie Brothers at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions on November 7th.
Yeah, it's a virtual, show, so I already pre-recorded it. But I'm inducting the Doobie Brothers, yes, in the Hall of Fame show. Also doing a thing for Alice in Chains tribute, that it's their kind of anniversary tribute that I'm working on doing some pre-recorded stuff for.
So now hold it. You say pre-recorded.
We recorded.
Yeah, when you say pre-recorded stuff, what do you mean? Yeah. Are you playing music for the Doobies and Alice in Chains, or how does that work?
I'm inducting them as like their kind of spokesperson.
Wow!
But for the Alice in Chains thing, we're doing a song called Brother.
Oh my goodness!
I can't wait.
So now, how does that work though? Do you just record the guitar part and then they add stuff in? I'm very enamored with how they're putting these productions out, with all the people putting music out, like doing the Zoom kind of thing.
I know. Everybody's, working from home, like, Zooming, pre-recording with video, playing the instruments, and then passing the files to the other players. My players on my solo album are the harp players.
Yeah.
That I played with a lot. So we have a special language we all know how to speak, even though we can't be in the same room with each other. So we make videos and we record music and pass it around. And I get the final approval.
Oh, that is cool. A little insight on how that works. Hey, now you posted on your Instagram your condolences to Eddie Van Halen and his passing. Do you have any Eddie Van Halen stories for us that you could share?
I sure do. We were out with those guys, on tour, and everybody was crazy party mode at the time, of course. And Eddie was telling me one time that he really liked my acoustic guitar playing style. And I was like, what? Coming from you? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And why don't you ever play acoustic, right? And so he goes, I don't even really have one. I've just developed my electric style.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, you have one now. You have an acoustic right now. And so I gave it to him.
Hold it. You gave Eddie Van Halen his first acoustic guitar?
Yes, I'm able to tell the story to you now.
Wow, that's huge.
Then we, later the next morning at dark 30, when the sun was just barely peeking out.
Yeah.
He calls my hotel room, and before the cell phone existed, right? And he plays me this piece of music over the phone as I'm barely awake. And it's like really seriously one of the most gorgeous pieces of music, instrumental guitar, acoustic guitar I've ever heard. And to this day, I have no idea whether it exists in any other form, what I got to hear that morning.
Wow. Now, and after that, he maybe released a few acoustic versions, like his acoustic on Take Your Whiskey Home. I mean, that was acoustic, and he ended up playing some acoustic, so you kind of influenced him on playing acoustic.
You were his muse.
I think I might have done that somehow. I didn't believe when he said he didn't even have one. Right.
That's an incredible story. I got to tell you, one of the performances that you and your sister did that I still get shivers and I tear up when I watch it. And I know Chasta and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
The Kennedy Center Honors, when you paid tribute to Led Zeppelin. How cool was that?
That was cool. We didn't even know at the time until we saw it later cut together, the edit.
Yeah.
The edited version. Because we couldn't see out into the audience because of the lights and all that. And when we saw it later cut together, it was like, oh my God, what happened there? Something pretty big happened, and it was really inspired. And I think also because Jason Bonham was on the drums, son of their original drummer, John Bonham, he grew up around Zeppelin when they were younger, and he was the kid in the practice room, and then to have John Bonham's son, Jason, on drums for that event, I think was part of the reason that they got so emotional, too.
It's a special moment for sure. My gosh.
Yeah. Well,
and the bowler hats and everything else.
I will tell you, you are invited into the studio when you're finally traveling and on the road. We want you to come in here. We'll play your solo album. We'll make it happen. Nancy Wilson, where can we get this song? Is it available now?
It's available. It's out. I think it's on, you can find it, yes.
Okay. And the album, and I believe the album comes out in a week?
The Rising is out now, which is the Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah.
And then in January, we should have our second single coming out called I'll Find You. And the album is called You and Me, and it's going to be out early in March.
All right. Well, hey, listen, I'll tell you, when you're touring with this, when you're playing this, you come in here, we'll turn it into the Nancy Wilson Show. How does that sound?
KSAN,
All right.
my station.
There you go.
Born in San Francisco.
That's right. 107.7 The Bone with Nancy Wilson. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you so much, you guys.
All
You
right.
bet. Thanks.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Acoustic muse to Eddie Van Halen. How amazing
Right?
is that story?
And how nice is she?
I know, sweetheart.
She
sounds so humble.
Studio is open to her anytime she wants to come in.
Well, I like the fact that the Led Zeppelin story, they had no idea when they were on stage.
Yeah,
they can't see anything.
I guess with the lights, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It wasn't until she saw it later, like, wow, that was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.